Morning to you. It's Thursday, the 4th of January, 2018, and a warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. What's it like out there? A little bit dreary. The rain stopped, fortunately. I did some washing yesterday. My last washing from when I was away at my sister's. Well, I say at my sister's, in a caravan near my sister's. And it does take me a long time to get round to things. The kitchen is dirty for years, before I clean it. Yes, definitely. Anyway, nice night at work last night. Only an hour and 20 minutes to get there. It wasn't mad. Oh, I've got a blooming phone call now. I'll have to take that in a minute. Oh, no, we can't take phone. How can that be ringing when I've turned the bell off? What do I do? Oh, that's it. There we go. I'll bring her back a little bit after the show. Only an hour and 20 minutes to get to work last night. How's that, eh? You see? I told you this all through the end of last year, didn't I? Come October, sort of, because I live in Bracknell in Berkshire, and I have to travel to London whenever I work. All my work is in London. And throughout half of October, all of November, all of December, up to Christmas, okay, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. 2 hours to get to work, 2 hours, 20 minutes to get to work. Now, an hour and 20 minutes. It really is that much different. And I sailed through last night. No traffic anywhere other than a little bit on the Euston Road. In fact, I think it took me longer to get home last night. Because once again, we've still got the Uber blooming Prius drivers on the road. Why haven't they got rid of them yet? I thought they'd lost a contract or something like that. Can we get rid of them, please, as soon as possible so that I can get home in time for doing stuff? Yes, so that was on the way home last night. Not massively busy. I think we had 6 teams for the quiz, which became 4 teams because 2 of them dropped out and went in to see the theatre. The quiz is still going. The quiz is still going at the moment. Look, can I just shove this up here and I'll show you where it is? That's where we do our quiz every Wednesday night. At the King's Head Theatre Pub, Upper Street, Islington, every Wednesday from 8:30. If you want to go to a pub with character, that's where you want to be, boys and girls. Okay, so much character. In there are all pictures of stars, a few minor celebrities as well on the walls, people that have performed in the theatre, you see, and it's very wonderful in there. It really is. Let's say hello to some early adopters this morning. Good morning, early people. On the Facebook, Danny Clements is back in the UK. Whereabouts are you, Danny? I hope you'll be coming along to the karaoke soon. Next karaoke is tomorrow night, Friday night, Central Station, Wharfdale Road, King's Cross. Perhaps you'll make it there. You'll be introduced to all our karaoke celebrity-type people. Irish Mary is taking a little break at the moment, but everyone else will be there, okay? Good morning to Juan. Morning, Juan. Rise and shine, Juan says, yes. And your tea bags are going to be posted in about 2 hours' time. So they should get to you. Now, there's a little thing here, Juan. I have posted stuff, food items, actually it usually is tea, to people in America before, and it hasn't got there. So you're going to have to keep your fingers crossed that it gets there. Because probably the Americans, they will open it, their, what's it called? What's it called? Not check-in. Customs. They open it at customs, and, they think it's drugs. Because it is a little bag, and it is full of little blacks. I don't know what colour. Drugs are white, though, aren't they? Drugs are white. And this is black. I mean, it is in a tea bag. It does look like tea leaves, but they could think, I suppose, that it could be drugs. So sometimes the stuff doesn't get through. All right, I must warn you, but I promise you, if there's anyone watching from the American Customs Organisation, please keep an eye out for a little letter coming from England to the UK, which contains 5 Harrods English breakfast number 14 tea bags for my good friend Juan, regular viewer to the show, all right? So that's in the post for you. Good morning to Diane. Hello, Diane. John McGinty. Good morning, John McGinley, I beg your pardon. Hello to Craig Wright, business owner in Wales, in Welsh Wales. Morning, Craig. Oh, you're in Kent. Well, you're not near me, Danny. No, I'm not in Kent. If that's the M25, you're at one side, I'm round the other. Whichever way you go, it's about the same. So you are actually about, probably about an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4 from me driving at warp factor 7. Because, of course, I don't have a car. You know that, don't you? I have a spaceship. The UK Toyota RAV4 Mark IV. Yes, I have a spaceship. Exactly. Good morning to Mohammed, who's wishing all of us a Happy New Year, and a Happy New Year to Mohammed as well. I presume you're Muslim. Do you have New Year's the same time as us? Or is yours at a different time? I ask because I know they have the Chinese New Year is at a different time, and various different peoples and cultures and religions have New Year's at different times. Is yours now as well? Is yours at the same time as us? Or does yours happen at another time? Or maybe you don't have one. I don't know how it works. Do let us know. Good morning to Mike Conti. Morning, Mike. He's going up to Soho tonight. Oh, no, thank you very much. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Full of pretentious people who think they're better than everyone else. Not my thing at all. But, Mike, good luck, and I hope you pick up, lovey. It's been a while since I have, unfortunately. Thank you. John McGinley is in Wet Ireland. Oh, are you really? Well, come along, John. Come along. If you're coming along Friday, come along to the karaoke on Friday. I'll give you a little cuddle at the bar as well. Did you have one last? I think you had one last time before you got a little bit drunk, lovey. But don't worry about that. Everyone gets drunk. Don't apologise. Well, not me. Not me, because I am goody two-shoes with halo above my head. Thank you very much. Over on the Facebook... Oh, Christ, lots of people this morning. Good morning to my friend S. Gregorian, who's been very busy with his karaoke recently. He does karaoke as well. Good morning to you, sir. Joanna's there. Morning, Joanna. Luke Bickers. Good morning, Luke. Hope you're well. Andrew Parker. Everyone's there this morning. Look at that. How marvellous. How marvellous. Good. Right. So... on my way to work last night, twice I saw little Christmas trees just chucked out in the gutter, and no one wants them anymore. Some of them with still the decorations on them. What's all that about? At least remove little bits of tinsel there. Unloved, unwanted Christmas trees. Oh, isn't that is sad. That is so sad. Unwanted, unloved Christmas trees that, just a few weeks ago were adorned in little baubles and little bits of tinsel and little crackers. I've got my Santa Claus is there. You may notice I've still got my Christmas decorations. If you're new to the show, you will be thinking, why has he still got his Christmas decorations up? Because when I was a child, there was always the 12 days of Christmas, right? And if you're a little bit superstitious, don't like walking under ladders or through mirrors or something like that, you will know that it is unlucky to take your Christmas decorations down before the 12th night. So on the 6th of January, in 2 days' time, is the day when you should be taking down your Christmas decorations. I have further proof for this. Further proof because in the Sun it says... Christmas is officially over, which of course it is. But when do we start taking down our Christmas trees? This is in the Sun. I think it was a couple of days ago, actually, For centuries, households have been decorated with fir trees to mark the wintertime event, but leaving it up too long is said to bring bad luck. Here's what you need to know. So, too long is also bad luck. Must come down on the 6th. On the 6th. Why do we have Christmas trees? Well, it's been a wintertime staple for hundreds of years, with many different religions and cultures using the trees as a festive symbol. There's no concrete answer. They reckon it was around about the 15th century is when it was started to bring the Christmas trees in. There are, of course, many businesses. We've got a few around here, actually. Christmas tree farms. And it's interesting to see them because... some of the trees are very low, the new ones, and they have to grow for so many years. You can't just make a Christmas tree. You got to plant a seed and you get a Christmas tree the next year. No, they've got to grow for a few years. I don't know how many years it takes to grow a Christmas tree. I reckon probably about 8, 10, something like that would get you a 6-foot one perhaps. Don't know. Anyway, 12th night is the day you're supposed to take them down, and it says in the Sun, 12th night is a festival which marks the end of Christmas and the coming of the Epiphany, which is a religious thing, another Christian feast day on January the 6th. For the Church of England, the date falls on Friday, January the 5th, although other Christian groups believe January the 6th is correct, because there's always little differences of opinion everywhere. I mean, some people say that... Jesus was born in the summer. There's always differences of opinions, and whichever one you want to believe is fine by all of us. Its name comes from bringing an end to the 12 days of Christmas, the length of time Christians traditionally celebrate the birth of Jesus. So that's why 12th night became the traditional date to take down the festive decorations, because people believe that well, we need a bit of echo for this, that tree spirits, people believe tree spirits sheltered in the greenery, such as the holly and ivy, that adorned houses through the period. So that's why we remove those Christmas trees on the 6th of January. After that, unlucky. Before that, unlucky. So be very, very careful when you remove those Christmas trees. But it is sad seeing those like unwanted Christmas trees chucked out into the street. It really is. And it reminded me of that story. If you've not read it before, please read it. If you've got children, a wonderful story to read to children called The Little Fir Tree by Hans Christian Andersen. And it is, as I've just told you, like the story of trees and all that business. It is like it is about a little tree, right? Christmas comes, and this tree is purchased and set up in people's houses, in someone's house, and children and people come and decorate it, little balls and fairies and tinsel and pretty lights flashing, and for a while it is the centre of attention. The tree stands there all proud, blinking away, and everyone's touching it. Wonderful tree, wonderful tree. Christmas is over and it's not wanted anymore. And all this stuff is ripped off it as quickly as possible, and it's just chucked out in the street and left to die. A very sad story, but it's a children's story. Very nice, charming story by Hans Christian Andersen. Look it up. Look it up. And while you're at that as well, there's a very good film, I think around 1956, 1958, something like that, called Hans Christian Andersen. Hans Christian Andersen, he was a children's writer. And the film Hans Christian Andersen is kind of a thing about his life and him writing the books. He's got all these wonderful songs in it, like Inchworm. Do you know that song? Inchworm, inchworm, gathering the marigolds, da-da-da. And The Ugly Duckling. You know that one? There once was an ugly duckling. And Thumbelina. Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing. Thumbelina dance. Thumbelina sing, and it goes into the I think it's Germany, the German Christmas markets, or is it Germany or is it Norway? I can't remember. No, Hans is German, isn't it? I think it's German. So the German Christmas markets, and was there a child catcher or something else in it as well? I can't remember now, but it's a lovely film, and you'll probably get that on Amazon, called Hans Christian Andersen. You've got all those wonderful songs and the scenery and a little river, and he sits by the river and tells these children's stories. The cobbler, you know, the man who makes the shoes. I don't know if there's a song for that one. Lovely, lovely film, okay? Let's have a look here. Hawan is thanking us. Yes, the US Customs and Immigration, they're quite strict there. All right, so if give it a couple of weeks for your tea bags to get there and keep your fingers crossed. They are, though, tea bags. I'm not sending drugs for I haven't got any drugs. I don't think I'm sure drugs are white, though. They're not black, are they? Or maybe some of them are. I don't know. Would you? I mean, presumably people have tried that, sending drugs as tea bags through customs and things like that. I watch that programme sometimes, Border Force. Anyone watch that on the telly? On one of the satellite channels, I think ITV2, something like that. And it shows borders in various parts of the world. Sydney is one of my favourite. The Border Force in Sydney, and people are coming through, you know, they go through the customs area. Excuse me, sir, would you come over here, please? And then they open their bags, but before they open their bags, they say, right, have you got anything? And they read this list down. Have you got any fresh fruit? Because you're not allowed to bring fruit into Australia. Very, very strict on that. Very strict. They don't have the diseases that some other countries have on their fruit, you see. And they want to keep it out. Have you got any food items? And they're, no, I haven't got any food items. And they open the bag, and then, you know, you've got half a pound of bacon, some butter, a few eggs. I said, well, what's this then? Oh, do you class that as food? I mean, how stupid are people? They must think the security people are really stupid. They really do. And then they bring drugs in and weapons. weapons. I don't think I've ever seen a gun on there. No, I don't think I've ever seen people trying to take guns in, but like knives. I've seen knives on there. Or what's it? And they open the case and there's like a 2-foot knife in there. Or I didn't know that was in there. Stupid people. So they actually think they're going to get away with it. And they do stuff like they shove that marijuana in the bottom of their shoes. And they think they're the first persons ever to have done that. Or they get some drugs and they wrap it in tin foil because someone told them that the X-ray machine can't see through the tin foil. Well, it's not true. It can. And it just amazes me that people actually think they are the first person to put drugs in a bottle of Coca-Cola in a little bag and it won't get noticed. I mean, there really are stupid people in this world. And of course, they get pulled over and they get fined or they get shoved into prison or somewhere like that. They certainly don't get into the country if they're foreigners and they send them back on the next plane. How does that work? You know, if the customs, if you get to, say, Australia or America, if you get to America and for some reason you're not allowed into the country through, I don't know, trying to bring something in that you're not allowed to bring in. And so, well, you're not coming in, you'll have to go home, right? But your flight isn't for 2 weeks. So how does that work? Do they send you back at their expense? Or are you forced to buy another ticket? Or do they keep you somewhere for 2 weeks? How does that, anyone know how that works? I'll be very interested in finding that out. I've never been refused entry to anywhere, not even a public convenience. That is true. That is true. Good morning, Ronnie. Okay, I shall call you shortly. All right. A machete. Yes, Juan. I've seen machetes trying to be brought into countries on that programme. Border Force. Do you get that where you are? Dear me. So that's that. Let's have a look here. So that's the old Christmas stories. Oh, my mate's lost his phone. You remember that lad I went out with? I took him out to afternoon tea at Harrods on Tuesday. Well, Wednesday, he was at work and he's had his phone stolen. iPhone 10, an X, £1,000. Oh dear, £1,000 phone. What happens? He left it in his van because he does deliveries. He does potatoes actually. He delivers potatoes to ship. What? Sorry, that was the wrong word. Chip. Not the other word. Chip. He delivers potatoes to chip shops and apparently left his phone in the car on the seat. He said he locked the door, delivered the potatoes, come back, the phone's gone. Oh, Lord. I mean, please, people, be careful with your bits and pieces. Phones, all that sort of thing. You've got to keep them on you all the time. You may as well have just left a stash of banknotes on the chair. You might as well have left £1,000 in tenors on the chair. Where if you're leaving your phone there. All these things are very, very expensive items now. Not many people have got phones worth 20 quid anymore, have they? They've all got phones worth anything upwards of 500 quid. Although my mate bought a nice phone the other day. What was that? It could have been a Google Nexus or something. What was it? I don't know. Pixel, something like that he bought. And the picture looked quite good on that. An Android. That's DJ Chris who comes and sings at the karaoke. You might have seen him on the live streams recently. So, I mean, and people do it a lot in pubs. Actually, my mate did it in the pub a couple of weeks ago. You may remember me telling you. You know, he got up to go to the toilet. Okay, so his other half is on this table as well as 2 other friends. Well, he left the phone on the table in the pub. The fact that his 3 friends are neither here nor there. Okay, so we watched him go to the toilet with his iPhone 10, just a couple of weeks old, sitting on the table. And my other mate, Graham, he picked up the phone, put it in his pocket, and he come up to me. He said, look, I've got Ashley's phone in my pocket. He said, we need to teach him a lesson because otherwise he's not going to learn. I said, okay, what do we do? He said, right, nothing. Wait till he comes back and he'll quickly realise his phone is missing and then see what he does. And we'll give him a couple of minutes and then we'll give it back to him. Yep, okay, that's fine by me. So he came back and I'm watching him at the corner of my eye and he sat down and then he's looking around. He's looking around there. So now he's got up. And he's walking around the pub, and I can see him looking at the floor and all that. So we gave him a couple of minutes, and he's going like this now. Like that. He's shaking his hand, standing in the corner, looking really depressed. I thought, okay, now's the time. Because it wasn't about being nasty. It wasn't about being nasty at all. We wanted to teach him a lesson. You may do this yourself. Do you leave your phone on the table in a bar where people don't even know you? I mean, that's just mad. Mad. Anyway, so I went up to him then. Graham looked at me and he nodded. Okay, right. I went down to him. Said, all right, Ash, come here. I can have a word. I went up to him. I said, come here. I don't want anyone to hear this. How much will you give me for an iPhone 10? And he looked at me like that. I said, right. Graham come over. Said, there you go. There's your phone. I said, now, before you go mad, we just wanted to teach you, you must not ever leave your phone on a table. And he agreed and all that business. And unfortunately, but yesterday he left his phone in the van and it's been nicked. £1,000. So he's going to have to get another one. It is insured. He said, I'm going to try and get it on the insurance. I don't know if they're going to pay out on that. I don't know if they're going to pay out. You left it in the van on display to everyone who was looking in the van. I don't know if... I hope they pay out on it. I must admit, I don't know how insurance really works. I never claimed for anything in my life. I don't think I've ever claimed any item of insurance in my life other than perhaps a couple of car accidents, which were the other person's fault. I'd never claimed insurance. I've known of people that keep claiming for some... I don't know how they get away with it. You would think people get caught, wouldn't you? Constantly claiming for things, gone on holiday, lost this, lost this. I know one bloke that lost the same camera 3 times. I haven't seen him for about 15 years. 3 times, I've claimed for the camera again. How does that happen? Why don't they get found out? But I don't think I've ever claimed for any item of insurance. Anyway, he was insured for the phone. I can't see them paying out for that because he left it there. If they said, I don't know what he's told them, but if it was in his pocket, well, the last time I looked, it was in my pocket and now it's gone. Well, where did you leave your coat? Well, I had it on all the time. Must have dropped out. I could see him paying out for that. But if you tell them, well, I left it in the van, on display to everyone or on the table in a pub, that can be classed as you're not caring for it enough anyway, can't it? So I've got a feeling he's not going to get that back. But my heart goes out to him, and it's a terrible thing. So please, gang, whatever pub you're in, it doesn't matter if you're in a pub with loads of rich people who don't need to steal or anything like that. Never leave phones, bags, purses, coats, cars. I was going to say cats then. Coats, anything like that. Never, ever leave them at the table, even if you're surrounded by friends. Because those friends, you can't expect them to be looking after your phone. They're having a chat, and it's as quick as a flash. It's as quick as a flash. Someone grabs that phone, they're out the door, mate. Your mates are still talking around. You get back to it. Where's your phone? It was there. Weren't you all looking after it? Well, no, of course they weren't looking after it. They were having their conversations. Don't ever do that. And the other thing, you mustn't leave in a pub good-looking people. Okay, if you're out on a date with a good-looking person, they can get stolen from under your nose as well. Oh, yes, dear. Used to happen to me all the time. Often I would, not recently, not in the last few years, but I might be on a date in a pub with someone. And then often happened to me, I'm just going to the toilet. I'd come back and they were disappeared. They disappeared. It was like they had been stolen while I was in the toilet or at the bar purchasing a bag of cheese and onion crisps or something like that. And I'd come back, where are they? Disappeared completely. They had obviously been stolen or possibly transported by a spaceship to another planet. Do you know what someone said to me once? When I was telling them this story, years ago this was, they said to me, do you think perhaps they just didn't want to be with you? So, no, of course not. How could anyone not want to be with me? Not possible. Not possible. They had clearly been stolen from my table while I was in the toilet. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. All right. Juan hates the insurance company. Yeah, me too. I don't have any insurance really for bits and pieces, to be honest. All right. I have buildings insurance for the house, and I'm a landlord, so I've got that. But that's and car insurance. That's the only insurance I've got, really. I don't believe in insurance. I think they're absolute legalised robbers. And when you see the papers, you open the papers, this happened to someone, but they didn't get the full payout. Well, what's the point then? There's no bloody point, is there? There's no point. The amount of times I see on the internet or in a newspaper that someone has had, I don't know, something happen, and they've gone to the insurance and they've wriggled and wriggled and wriggled, and instead of getting, I don't know, £100, they offered them 15. Well, what's the point then? No point. Insurance companies, shot yourselves in the foot. I don't have any. And there's a lot of people like me, they won't have insurance except the insurance that they absolutely have to have, like car insurance. What a rip-off that is. How is it costing me £500 a year, when I've had no accidents for years? How is that possible? How? It's absolute rip-off insurance companies. And if I didn't have to have car insurance, I'm sure I probably wouldn't have it. But there we do. We do have to have that there. And that's the way it is. Good morning to Chai. Good morning to the lovely Chai. You're sneaky, aren't you, Chai? You're sneaking in on the side. I didn't even know you were there. You're quietly sitting there watching what goes on. Good morning. Lovely Chai is such a nice person. Such a nice person. Anyway, she said, very true via phones and valuables. Regarding your friend's experience, I guess you have to be cruel to be kind. Yeah, that's why we did it. That's why we did that there, you see. But he still lost his phone 3 days later. Oh, no, it was about a week later. A week later, he's left the phone in the car. And I just feel so sorry for him. It's a lot of money, especially for a young person. He's 20, I think he's about 22, 23 or something like that. And, these people haven't got £1,000 to lose. It's a lot of money to you lose on a phone, isn't it? There was a bloke on the telly, Carphone Warehouse, wasn't it? Who was saying they're not actually selling many of those phones. People won't pay £1,000 for a phone. Surprise, surprise. Well, I wouldn't. I went down to the 8. I wasn't going to pay £1,000 for a phone. I did think about it. I won't lie to you. I did actually think about it, but no. No, I'm not paying £1,000 for a phone. Ridiculous. Good morning to Sabil. Welcome to the show, Sabil. Paul Dow. Good morning, Paul. How's your slimming world going? I have to say I haven't been for 2 weeks. I haven't had the time. I'm hoping to go next Tuesday, or I might have a little look around and see if I can go and weigh in somewhere today. Because you can go to any slimming world and weigh in. I haven't weighed since Christmas. I've got my fingers crossed. Everything is crossed at the moment. Everything is crossed. I've got a lovely sin-free meal today, actually, Paul, which I put on in the slow cooker last night. It's actually ready now, but I won't be having it till lunchtime, obviously. Try it. I don't know if you like spicy food, Paul, but it's called Sin-Free Campfire Stew. Sin-Free Campfire Stew. I've substituted the gammon for corn pieces. Like cubes. You can do what you like. I don't think you're a vegetarian, are you? So do what you like. Have a look at it. It'll come up, but that you have to keep scrolling down and down for the ingredients. It's quite a long way to go. Or I could send you a link. Maybe I'll send you a link, all right? Hello to my mate, Mal Tisser. Good morning to you, sir. Welcome to the show. We're not here much longer. We're nearly finished there. No, not cabin soup. What did I say it was? Campfire stew. Sin-free, S-Y-N, sin-free campfire stew. Hardly any calories in that. And you should enjoy that, okay? John says it depends if the van was locked, whether he gets his money. Yes, I do believe the van was locked. Or if it was used to steal the item, tell him to read the small print. Yeah, if the van was broken into, like as in force, smashed window, then possibly he would get the money. But if it was unlocked, I don't know. Difficult to know, isn't it? Really difficult to know that. Don't worry, Juan, about mistakes. We don't worry about mistakes on this programme. All right. Okay, doke, boys and girls. Let me see. Can I do another story or not? No, I'm trying to restrict the show now to half an hour because, quite frankly, I do think that is enough for you. I do think half an hour is enough. After 40 minutes, everyone sort of starts disappearing, so that's why it's just half an hour. I fit in with you, you see, not the other way around. Don't worry about it. I fit in with you. If I think, no, it's a little bit too much for them, how can I ask for your full attention for more than half an hour? Eh? My whole house is filled at the moment with the sin-free campfire stew that's in the slow cooker. Very, very spicy, though. I've got, you'll know this one, ladies. Do you know Frank's hot sauce? Frank's hot sauce, a bottle of that red stuff. I've got a load of that in there. I say a load, about four dessert spoonfuls, which shouldn't be too much. Today's birthdays then. Let's say happy birthday to our birthdays today. We've got 1, 2, 3, 6 today. Happy birthday today to Kevin Farnham, who is 54 years old today. Same age as me now, Kevin. My birthday in February. So happy birthday to Kevin, 54 years old today. Dan Woodward, good morning to you, sir. Happy birthday, Dan. Gabriela Alexander. Happy birthday, Gabriela. Wayne Crombie today is 43 years old. Happy birthday, Wayne. Sean Firmston Rouge. Happy birthday, Sean. And John Wells today is 29 years old. And if any of those people think, oh, who is this bloke saying happy birthday to us? Well, you're on my friends list. I can't lie to you. I do look sometimes at the names in front of me and I read the birthdays. I don't always recognise everyone. Because there's like about 4,000 on there now. So I don't always recognise everyone. Perhaps you don't recognise me. And I kind of think, well, how did they become friends? Because, I mean, let's be honest, the whole friends thing on Facebook, it's more acquaintances, isn't it? I mean, how many close friends have you got? Not many, probably. I mean, I certainly don't have many close friends at all. Really. Let me think. There's 1, 2... 3, 4, 5. I think 5, really. 5 close friends. That's 5 people who I could pick up the phone and would be here. And I like to think the other way round as well. 5 people. Well, some who I haven't seen for a couple of years. But I would literally pick up the phone and I know that he or she would be there. 6. There's another one. I just thought of another one. So 6. How many close friends have you actually got? Anyway, let's sing our birthday thing. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Kevin, Dan, Gabriela, Wayne, Shaun and John. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Have a lovely birthday, whatever you're doing. Chai says, I like a variety of spicy food. Yeah, me too. I look it up. Campfire stew. Sin-free, S-Y-N, sin-free campfire stew. And I don't know if you've got a slow cooker, Chai. That's what I love about that slow cooker. So last night, on the way home from work, I thought, I really fancy that campfire stew today. Sin-free campfire stew. And I stopped at a little Tesco's in an Esso garage, and it's got bell peppers, peppers in it. The spices is Cajun, paprika. I said there's another one. Garlic, chilies. There's another one. Cumin, coriander. They're the spices in there. Chopped up carrots, chopped up onions, baked beans, kidney beans, chopped up tomatoes. I think that's about it. And all in the slow cooker. Turn it on. 8 hours later, there's your dinner. I love the slow cooker. Is so easy. So easy to do that stuff, isn't it? It really is. Let's have a look. There we go. And that, yeah, it sounds nice, doesn't it? Chai, have a look. You won't be disappointed. Mine goes on for about 12 hours, but that's simply because I put it on at 1 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to have lunch probably by about 12:30 today, something like that. But I think 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours in the slow cooker, and that should do you all right. Okay, now we might be back tonight. If my mate's coming round tonight, you may have seen nighttime shows. We've done a couple of nighttime shows recently where we literally get a board game out and play it. And that's quite fun. So we might be back at some time tonight, depending on what we're doing. If not, thank you very much for watching the show and listening. Oh, incidentally, right at the beginning, you know the film at the beginning of all the Christmas lights? That is Kew Gardens at Christmas. That's finished now. Okay, so don't go down to Kew Gardens expecting to see the Christmas lights, because that is all finished now until next year. Okay, that'll do ya. I'll see you again very soon. Thank you very much for watching and listening to the show. And have a nice day. Bye-bye now.